Ricky Williams had a bright NFL career, but it was suddenly cut short by social anxiety disorder, borderline personality disorder, and avoidant personality disorder. These conditions were too much for him to handle during his football career, and they brought an end to his promising rise in the sport. Eric Miron, an American former football running back, had an impactful career spanning 11 seasons in the NFL and a stint in the CFL. He was drafted 5th overall by the New Orleans Saints in 1999 and later traded to the Miami Dolphins in 2002, where he led the league in rushing that year. Despite earning accolades like All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors, his career faced setbacks due to off-field issues, including a suspension from the NFL. But before we dive into this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any update. Williams was a strong advocate for medical cannabis. He had expressed his goal of increasing the acceptance of cannabis as a legitimate medicine and improving the perception of medical professionals towards cannabis users. By 1999, Williams had acquired several tattoos: a spider web on his shoulder, Mickey Mouse on his biceps, a barbed wire around his arm, a dagger on his chest, and a Gemini symbol on his other chest. Williams openly discussed his struggles with social anxiety disorder, borderline personality disorder, and avoidant personality disorder during his football career. He underwent therapy and used medication to manage these conditions, even briefly serving as a spokesperson for the drug Paxil to raise awareness about its treatment benefits through collaboration with GlaxoSmithKline. Over time, Williams transitioned away from Paxil, finding that cannabis offered him more effective relief. He became an advocate for medical cannabis, emphasizing its therapeutic benefits as an alternative treatment method for his mental health challenges. Williams fell victim to a notorious scam artist named Peggy Ann Fulford, also known by various aliases like Peggy King and Peggy Ann Berard. Fulford not only defrauded Williams of $3.1 million, but also swindled a total of $5.79 million from several other athletes, including Travis Best, Dennis Rodman, Rashad McCants, Lex Hilliard, and others. In December 2016, the FBI indicted Fulford for her criminal activities, which continued until she was sentenced in February 2018. She received a 10-year prison sentence and was ordered to repay her victims, although full financial restitution seems unlikely. His career, too, was steeped in controversy.
Answer to the space. Williams to the outside, to the pylon, touchdown!
Williams arrived at the NFL scouting combine weighing 20 pounds over his ideal playing weight and opted out of participating in the workouts there. Instead, he organized a private session at the University of California, San Diego in April 1999. During this session, he weighed in at 224 pounds, down from the 244 pounds he carried at the combine. Heading into the 1999 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns held the first overall pick. Following Williams' impressive workout, Browns coach Chris Palmer revealed that Williams was a top contender for the pick, alongside quarterbacks Tim Couch and Akili Smith. Ultimately, the Browns chose Couch, while the Philadelphia Eagles, picking second, selected Donovan McNabb despite public support for Williams among the fans. Williams was chosen as the 5th overall pick in the 1999 NFL Draft by the New Orleans Saints. Head coach Mike Ditka made a bold move by trading away all of the Saints' remaining 1999 draft picks to the Washington Redskins to secure Williams, along with additional picks in the following year's draft. This decision made Williams the sole draft pick for an NFL team for the first time ever. The acquisition was accompanied by significant media attention, with Williams and Ditka even gracing the cover of ESPN the magazine. The headline, "For Better or for Worse," symbolized the high stakes and expectations surrounding Williams' arrival in New Orleans. His contract, negotiated by Master P's No Limit Sports, included a 7-year deal worth $11.1 million, largely incentive-based. Despite criticism over the structure of the contract, which was light on guaranteed money, Williams defended it as a reflection of his belief in earning rewards through performance. Early challenges arose when Williams sprained his ankle in preseason and struggled with injuries throughout his rookie season. Despite these setbacks, he managed 884 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in 12 games. His second season with the Saints proved more fruitful, rushing for 1,000 yards and scoring 9 touchdowns in just 10 games. Williams' standout performance in 2001 included a memorable game against the Minnesota Vikings, where he earned NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors for rushing 136 yards and a touchdown. Overall, Williams accumulated 1,145 rushing yards and 60 receptions for 511 yards in his final season with the Saints, showcasing his versatility and impact on the team. His tenure with the Saints ended after 3 seasons, marked by ups and downs both on and off the field. His social anxiety began to overshadow his career. After joining the Miami Dolphins in a high-profile trade, Williams had a standout debut season in 2002. His remarkable performances included multiple games with over 100 rushing yards, earning accolades like AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Notably, he dominated with 1,853 rushing yards, becoming the NFL's leading rusher and receiving first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors. In the following season of 2003, Williams continued his impressive streak with 1,372 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground, and significant contributions as a receiver with 50 receptions for 351 yards and a touchdown. Despite his on-field success, Williams remained an enigmatic figure due to his distinctive dreadlocks, which he famously shaved off during a trip to Australia. His reserved nature and shyness often led him to be misunderstood by teammates and the media alike. Former Saints receiver Joe Horn remarked on Williams's unique personality, describing him as someone who chose his interactions carefully and preferred solitude over socializing. Williams's discomfort with public attention and post-game interviews with his helmet on, including a tinted visor that shielded his face, further contributed to his mystique. Williams' struggles with fame and public scrutiny became more apparent, reflecting a complex journey both on and off the football field. Then came his substance abuse case. On May 14, 2004, it was revealed that Williams had tested positive for marijuana in December 2003, leading to a hefty $650,000 fine and a 4-game suspension under the NFL's substance abuse policy. This wasn't the first time he faced such a violation, having previously tested positive after joining the Dolphins. Just before the start of training camp in July 2004, Williams publicly announced his decision to retire from professional football. Amid rumors of another failed drug test prior to his retirement announcement, Williams officially retired on August 2, 2004. With his suspension barring him from playing in the 2004 season, he turned his focus to studying Ayurveda, an ancient holistic healing system, at the California College of Ayurveda in Grass Valley, California, that fall. Reflecting on his retirement, Williams maintains that it was a positive step in his life. He believes it gave him the opportunity to explore and rediscover himself. He tried to come back, but it didn't last long because of his problems. Williams returned to the Dolphins in 2005 after paying back part of his signing bonus and serving a 4-game suspension for a failed drug test. He apologized for leaving the team before training camp, which had hurt their season. In 2005, he shared playing time with Ronnie Brown and had some strong games, like rushing for 172 yards against the Titans and 108 yards against the Patriots. However, in February 2006, Williams violated the NFL's drug policy for the 4th time. He was suspended for the entire 2006 season amid speculation that the substance involved might relate to his interest in holistic medicine. After being suspended from the NFL for the entire 2006 season due to a failed drug test, Ricky Williams joined the CFL's Toronto Argonauts. The Dolphins allowed him to play under the condition that he'd return to them in 2007. Williams signed a 1-year contract, becoming the CFL's highest-paid running back at the time. His debut game saw him rush for 97 yards and catch 2 passes, contributing to a victory over the Tiger Cats. His injuries then added to his troubles. During the season, Williams faced setbacks including a broken arm and an Achilles tendon injury from a practice facility mishap. Despite these challenges, he returned to play after a 2-month recovery, totaling 526 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in 11 games. Williams expressed his enjoyment of Toronto and hinted at possibly staying longer or even coaching in the CFL. His signing prompted a new CFL rule, informally known as the Ricky Williams Rule, prohibiting NFL suspended players from joining CFL teams, effective from the 2007 season onwards. In 2007, after facing challenges with drug tests and rigorous yoga practice to aid his recovery, Ricky Williams was reinstated by the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell. However, his return was short-lived when he suffered a season-ending injury in November 2007. The following year, Williams bounced back strong with 659 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, playing a pivotal role in the Dolphins' Wildcat formation alongside Ronnie Brown. In 2009, Williams took over as the starting running back after Brown's injury and had a standout performance against the Carolina Panthers, rushing for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns in a single game. He finished the season with 1,121 rushing yards, setting a record for the longest span between 1,000-yard seasons in NFL history. At age 32, he also became one of the few players to achieve over 1,000 rushing yards in a season. In 2010, Williams continued to contribute to the Dolphins, rushing for 673 yards and 2 touchdowns. He later signed with the Baltimore Ravens in 2011, adding 444 yards and 2 touchdowns to his career totals. Williams retired from the NFL in 2012 after surpassing 10,000 career rushing yards, leaving a lasting legacy in football history.